Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Sporting Perspective. It is week 12 of the college football season, well into November now. Just a few weeks left in the regular season. I can't believe we have gotten to this part of the season already. Feels like we just started. Um, we got week two of the college football bracket release, and we're going to jump right on into that before anything else. And I'll just pass it over to you, James. Any surprises? Anything you really took away from it?
No, not really. I feel like we're kind of it's still early on. We're still a ways away from the actual legit bracket coming out. I mean, we've seen some shuffling, like Miami's in there, Texas is in there, and I'm sure we'll see shuffling again next week just because a lot of these teams are either playing each other or playing other, solid teams in their conference, and a loss here, loss there, just knocks you out and bumps another team in. Only thing that really stands out to me is we had Memphis last week. We have South Florida this week. Just it'll be fun to see who that last last non-power four team is. But
Yeah.
South Florida. I know we've talked about them before on the pod. I think we've even highlighted a game of theirs. They're a good team. I think. Uh, Whether it's South Florida or a Tulane or a Memphis. I mean, I don't know if I'll give them a shot against a Georgia who they're up against if that ends up being the 5 seed. But any other of those 6 through 9, I don't see why South Florida couldn't beat them.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to take away from this week, I believe. It's just kind of like, as you said, kind of a bit of shuffling. We're going to see how these conference championships play out here in a few weeks. I feel pretty strongly about this top four. The top four being Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama. I don't think any of those teams are going anywhere. I think they'll be at the top. More than likely, those will be the teams that have the buys. More than likely, um, whoever's going to come out of the ACC, if the ACC even gets a representative, I've heard of now theories or possibilities that the ACC doesn't even get into this thing, which is incredible. I guess there's a reality where I guess Duke has a shot to get to the championship game. Obviously, win it. They'd be a four-win team, but it's the top. It's the best five conference winners. So you could actually get two group of five conference winners because they're saying Duke wouldn't even be a top 25 team, or probably wouldn't even be a top 25 team with winning the conference. I mean, there's mention of like James Madison sneaking in, things like that. So there's some fun scenarios with that going on. But South
That would
Florida,
cause a huge debate.
yes, it would
Oh my
create a
god,
huge
if an
debate.
ACC representative didn't make it, that would be insane.
Yeah, and it's still surprising to me, being the fact that the ACC every single week shoots themselves in the foot. Can't believe we still have five teams in the top 25 from the ACC. I mean, Miami's not great. Georgia Tech, I think, is still the best team, but they're probably going to lose to Georgia, which is not going to help. Um, you know, Virginia just kind of squeaks by teams here and there. Louisville, hot and cold, and well, we'll talk about Pitt Notre Dame here in a second, but Pitt's there too, and Pitt may get killed. I mean, um, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. We're just gonna. I don't have too much to add though. So
Yeah, I guess we'll just keep reacting as it comes out weekly. But I mean, the
yeah,
big one isn't until December. So
yeah. And then before we jump into this week's games, I just want to get a reaction on this really quick. So last week we saw potentially Fernando Mendoza's Heisman moment, if you want to call that. I just want your reaction to that comeback by Indiana because that was a very impressive drive they had against Penn State.
yeah, it'd be interesting. I haven't looked to see like an interview after the game with Mendoza, but I'm sure you talk to Mendoza, and he'll say he made a hell of a throw. Talk to the wide receiver, he made a hell of a catch. I'm trying to understand what was better, the catch or the throw right before getting drilled.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, honestly, I'd have to go with the catch being a little better. I mean, the throw was a little high. Obviously, he was under pressure, but yeah, you said it. You said it. Heisman moment. That was Mendoza's Heisman moment. If I was putting money down on the Heisman, I'd put it. I mean, I think it's Mendoza's to lose.
I think it's going to be really, really fun on, I think it's December 3rd or whatever it is, the conference weekend. Because I was listening to the radio this earlier this week, and the Heisman might get determined on that Saturday because there's a good chance that you're going to have Ohio State playing Indiana, San versus Mendoza, but then right before that, you're going to have A&M going up against Alabama. You're gonna have Ty Simpson going up against Marshall Reed, and it's like going to be these four quarterbacks that right now are 1 through 4. It's going to be who's going to be the guy that have a crazy day, and that one day may do it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's going to be a fun day of football when that does happen. But let's jump into this week's matchups. We got quite a few top 25 matchups, so we'll just dig right on into it. And we'll jump into a team that we haven't talked about much recently, but they're on a winning streak. Number 9, Notre Dame, going to Pitt to take on number 22, Pitt.
I think Notre Dame is playing some of their best ball. Like you mentioned, they're on a 4-game winning streak. Carr is looking a lot better. Obviously, Freeman has that defense always ready to play. I don't think they're as good of a defense as they were last year, but they're still solid. Pitt's playing out of their mind, personally. I did not see them being a ranked team this year. And I think Notre Dame handles them with relative ease.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame wins this one pretty easily as well. It means a lot more. Even the Pitt's coach has already come out and said the game matters, but it's not a conference game. So it's like he's already kind of downplaying it a little bit. This is much more important than Notre Dame because Notre Dame knows if they lose, they're done. Pitt actually still has a road if they lose on this one. There's some truth to the fact that it just doesn't mean as much to Pitt.
And he's probably saying that, too, because as someone in the ACC who's ranked and potentially has a chance to win that conference, I mean, he's going to try to cover his ass as much as possible and be like, hey, look, this is a really good Notre Dame team we're playing. It's not a conference game. Don't bash us if we lose.
Yeah. What the sim say?
Simulation has Notre Dame winning 33-30 in double overtime.
Wow. Okay. Let's head over to the SEC. Number 11, Oklahoma, who just seems like that team that can't die this year. Somehow they're still around. Going to Alabama, take on number 4. Who do you got here?
So every time Oklahoma's on here, I feel like I pick them to win, and I talk about John Mateer, and like you said, never die. John Mateer is, again, as I've mentioned, kind of built out of that Baker Mayfield mold of cockroach, just won't go away, won't die. You always have a chance to win with John Mateer. He just hasn't been playing his best football since the beginning of the season, and on the other side of the ball, Ty Simpson has been playing his best football, and Alabama looks back to their old, Alabama ways. So with this game being at home, I'm taking Alabama.
Yeah, I'm going to take Alabama too. You take away, it's such a long time ago now. You take away that opening week against Florida State. Had they just won that game, we'd probably be having a debate right now. Is Alabama the number 1 team in the country? They've just been playing that well. And playing in Tuscaloosa is not easy. I'll take Alabama. So let's Sim.
Simulation had Oklahoma winning 30-27 in, get this, double overtime.
All right, the simulation's loving the overtime this week. Let's head over to LA, Big Ten football. Number 21, Iowa lost the heartbreaker in the crazy rain against Oregon last week. They're traveling to number 17, USC. USC staying alive. Both these teams need this win to stay alive. Losers probably done.
So if my memory, if I can recount from when I was doing the simulations last night, I looked at the LA – weather report, and I think it's supposed to rain Saturday as well.
It is.
So we saw what Iowa almost did against Oregon. It literally was basically that safety Oregon got was what won the game. I still think Iowa's solid. USC I think is a good team, but if it's going to be in the rain and another gross kind of nasty game, I'm going to go with Iowa again. I think Iowa has the defense and the means of their running quarterback, former South Dakota State quarterback Mark Gronowski, and they always have a good running back. So I think they can just run and trudge through the USC defense. And even though it's an away game, I'm still taking Iowa.
Yeah, really weird weather report out here in the Southwest. The whole of Southern California and Arizona, we're expecting rain from Friday all the way to Tuesday. So a lot of rain
Interesting.
coming.
Must be
coming
like a
into
tropical storm or something.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of rain for about 5 days, and everything you just said, MCO is going to kind of double down on. Iowa is the definition of ugly Big Ten football, and this has the possibility of ugly Big Ten football. I think Iowa will be a little bit more prepared, and whenever you throw USC into the elements, it seems like things just don't go right. So I'm going to take Iowa here, and USC season probably ends right there. Simulation?
Simulation had USC winning 45-23.
I don't know if they'll be scoring that many points
Yeah,
in that kind of
not
weather.
against that Iowa defense.
No, I don't think so. Um, Great SEC matchup here. Number 10, Texas heading to Georgia, take on number 5.
Yeah, so Texas to me, they're another one of those teams like Notre Dame. They're playing really good football right now. We saw them win against Oklahoma. We saw them beat Vanderbilt last week. And, kind of under the radar, Arch has thrown up some pretty good games. I mean, he's not, obviously in the Heisman running anymore. But he's playing his best football right now, and I like what I've seen out of him. So I'm taking Texas, even though it's on the road.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because let's say Texas wins this game. It's going to be fascinating to see what the college committee does with both of these teams. How far would Texas get bolted up? How far would Georgia fall? Just kind of looking at it as well. It's interesting because we know 4 SEC teams are definitely going to get in. That being A&M, Alabama, Ole Miss, and then I'm saying Georgia. I think will get in even as a 2-loss team. Um, I've got Georgia here, but it's going to be fascinating to see how far Texas gets punished for this. Looking at going back to kind of our college football talk or playoff talk, it's like just looking at it right now. It's going to be interesting to see who fills that like 9 and 10 spot when it's all said and done. Just with a lot of these games getting played out. Long story short, I'm thinking Georgia. I don't want to say this ends Texas season, but it's going to be hard to get in as a 3-loss team. We've never seen it before, but I'll take Georgia.
Simulation has this is an interesting one. Simulation has Texas winning 38-16.
Jeez, interesting. Let's head over to the Big 12. TCU heading to BYU. They're number 12. They're coming off of that kind of non-competitive game against Texas Tech. Texas Tech handled them pretty easily. But BYU looking to bounce back.
Yeah, the main reason we're highlighting this game is kind of our fifth game. It's not obviously a big game. Well, it is a big game for TCU, but there's no real repercussions for a loss. This is really about BYU coming off that Texas Tech loss, going back home. They're still a one-loss team. They're ranked 12. They're not in the playoff, but they need to just continue to win. So, yeah, I'm taking the Mormons at home. I do not think they lose to TCU. And if they really want a shot to get back into this playoff race and maybe have another shot at Texas Tech in a championship game, they need to just handle this game.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy situation for me. I know the line's only 6, so it's pretty close, but I'll take BYU. They've got everything to lose. They win their next few games here. They get their rematch against Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship, and obviously the winner at that point will go to the playoffs. So
Simulation had BYU winning 30-15.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a good slate of college football games. There's a lot of games. I know we just highlighted five, but there's a lot of games, and we're really kind of coming down to the nitty gritty here with the amount of teams that can actually make the playoffs. But we're going to put football to a side right now. We're going to talk about something that a lot of college kids partake in, and that's fast food. As it is National Fast Food Day this upcoming weekend, and I feel like it's appropriate that we talk about our favorite fast food joints and the places that we went to the most in college. Um, so we'll start our top five. James, I'll let you go first. What is your number five favorite fast food place?
I put down Chick-fil-A. And the reason I put it at 5 is because I feel like I always think about it on Sundays, and then you can't get it on Sundays. But, when it comes to their nuggets, their strips, their spicy chicken sandwiches, they're solid. And they have the waffle fries, which are always, a little different than, the typically just normal, I don't even know what you call it, straw fries, I guess. I don't know. And all the different sauces Chick fil A has is normally pretty good as well. So, yeah, Chick fil A, number 5.
So my number five, still great to the day, but came really in play when I was in college and just out of college because their deals were so good. I went with Domino's. Those two for $6 or whatever it is. I think it still goes on today. Those were fantastic deals in college. No matter what you were doing, drinking, watching football, whatever, you get two pizzas for $12. Fantastic, fantastic deal. And still love it to today. So Domino's is number five.
Number 4, I put Whataburger. Their green chili double, I could eat every day. It wouldn't be healthy, but I could do it. And then they also used to have, I think they used to have it normally on the menu full time. I think they then made it now a specialty, like yearly thing. It comes out for a month, but it was uh, oh shoot, now I'm blanking on it. It was, well, I'll look it up. I don't
Yeah.
know why I can't think of what it is now. But the third thing I'll say is that the thing I like about Whataburger is when you get fries, they have the spicy ketchup, and the spicy ketchup
Oh,
is
it's a good
fantastic.
it's a good call. Good call. I'll say my number four while you're looking that up. My number four is Taco Bell, which is kind of the supreme drunk food in my opinion. Basically, everything tastes the same but in different shapes. Big fan of the Mexican pizza personally. Very happy they brought that back here just a few years ago. But Taco Bell goes in at my number four.
Okay, the Whataburger I was thinking of was the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. So it's like
Damn. Okay.
chicken strips on a burger bun, with like pepper jack cheese and like like not red hot, but like buffalo sauce
Okay.
and ranch. It's really good.
Cool.
My number 3 is Culver's. Um, I honestly think that if it wasn't for what I picked at number 2, Culver's is, in my opinion, the best burger you can get out there. It always takes a while at the drive-through, which makes me happy knowing that they're actually grilling my hamburger and it's not getting microwaved or something like that. The other thing that's great about Culver's is they have cheese curds you can get as a side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So something a little different. And then they have, their concrete mixers are pretty good. Kind of similar to a Dairy Cream Blizzard, but lots of options at Culver's. But when it comes to cheeseburgers and bacon burgers, I mean, I think they do them pretty damn well.
Yeah, they have a big menu too. You get a lot of different things from that place. Um, my number three is Panda Express. I still love Panda Express to the day. But Panda Express for the last 20 years has always been one of my favorites. Love getting the double orange chicken with the fried rice and chow mein. Um, big fan of that. I don't have much more to add on to that one. That one's just, even to today, I still end up at Panda Express. Recently, little history lesson here. Recently, I found out that, and this is because Alex works right next to one. The original Panda Express was actually called Panda Inn, and it's a gourmet sit-down restaurant, and there's only four of them. And basically, the story is back in the 70s, I guess one of the Panda Inns was in the mall, and they had a spot in the food court, and they were like, "Oh, we want to do like a quick version of our place." So they called it Panda Express, and that's how
Interesting.
it blew up. But Alex says the Panda Inn is obviously it's more expensive, but everything is like it's like high quality. It's like
Right.
50 better. It's like 50% better. Like she's like, yeah, this is way better. But a little fun history lesson there. Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
Um, Panda Express also runs through you quickly, and you get your daily dose of MSG.
This is true. This is true.
You will be chugging water after you eat all the salt that they put in there. In
they're
their
not and they're not shy on their sodas. Their large soda
yeah.
is it's a big thing.
All right, number two, something that came around for us non-Californians in probably like what high school, college to Arizona, In and Out.
Yep.
Just there, there's more lore I feel like to In and Out than any other fast food. Maybe like a White Castle is up there, and White Castle's not great. It's good at like 2 in the morning when you're drunk if you want some sliders, but also something that's new to Arizona, White Castle.
Yep.
But In and Out's just really good. Get it animal style. I think the burgers are just absolutely fantastic. Again, it's one of those things I remember growing up. We'd always stop in like Blythe or yeah, it must have been Blythe on the way to L.A. We'd always stop at In and Out because there
Yeah.
was none in Arizona. So fries, personally, I'm not a huge fan of, but the burger and In and Out style is second to none. So
Yeah.
In and Out number two.
So I'll do my two and one back to back here really quick since you've already mentioned both of them. My number two is Chick-fil-A. Very much repeating what you said. I love getting my Chick-fil-A sandwich with extra pickles. I feel like that's the way to do it. But the sauces are great. Barbecue, ranch, Chick-fil-A sauce, all really good. And I love the crisscross fries, all really, really strong. Their lemonades are also electric. And then my number one, you just said it, In and Out. I've been lucky enough to live my whole life in the Southwest between here and California, so I've always had one close by. Um, yeah, In and Out Burger is just the prices have still stayed pretty reasonable too, which makes me happy, and their shakes are good. So yeah, In and Out's my number one.
And it's just a simple menu. You get there
Yeah,
and it's like, do you want a hamburger or do you want a cheeseburger?
yeah. There's just it's literally just a few items. It's there's no real thinking about it. Everyone's getting the same thing, and like you said with Culver's, you can see them kicking it out in the back.
Yeah.
It's a legit thing. You wait for a few minutes, but um, it's coming out hot and fresh. All
Yeah, it's all
things.
pretty open. You go through the drive-through, and they have windows, so you can see in when you're driving in. You can see that they're actually cooking the burgers.
Yep.
So my number one is Taco Bell. Um, yeah, I think part of that, living in the Southwest, I think Taco Bell is just better there. I've had, the Taco Bell out here in South Dakota is fine. Like, it's good. But
Yeah.
there's something just a little different about when you're getting Taco Bell in the actual Southwest. I'm sure there's really nothing that is proving my point there, but it makes me feel a little better.
Yep.
The deals, I think, at Taco Bell are great. If you have the app, you're always able to get free rewards. I know I've mentioned this to you off the pod, but back in Arizona, if the Diamondbacks score five or more runs, you can get 3 free tacos with the order of or purchase of like a large drink. So they have their value menus. It's great for honestly breakfast, lunch, or dinner. If you're drunk, it's good.
Yep.
And ironically, it was named the healthiest fast food Last I checked, maybe a couple of years ago. But I mean, if you go get a crunchy taco or a soft taco or just a plain bean and cheese burrito, like it's really not. It's not good for you, but it's not that bad for you. So
Yeah.
Taco
Taco
Bell's
Bell.
something I could eat all the time. It's like the go-to fast food. If I'm like, I don't know what to pick, I'll just go to Taco Bell.
Taco Bell saved me at your bachelor party over a year ago.
Yeah, having one right across the street was super nice.
That was
Actually,
really
and I have a Taco Bell here, like literally a 2-minute drive,
oh, that's
which is
beautiful.
dangerous.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we wrap up this show, anything you want to jump into, or are we good for this one?
I think we're good. Hoping
Cool.
Arizona can travel to Cincinnati and pull off a win. I mean, they're 6-3. If they can rattle off 2 more wins, who do they have left? Cincinnati and Baylor, and then maybe have like a couple weird Big 12 teams lose. I mean,
Well, they probably got Arizona State too, right?
oh yeah, that's true. And we end with Arizona State. So if we can win out, I doubt
Yeah.
that'll happen. But you win out and you're 9-3, and you hope say a BYU loses to TCU and a Texas Tech loses, and I don't know, some shuffling happens. Like who knows what could happen? I'm not gonna hold my breath, but
Weird things have happened. That's
yeah.
for sure. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we will talk to you tomorrow. We got the NFL Week 11 show, and we will definitely be talking about coaches getting fired along with our picks. So we will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, and yeah.